right, here is a quick little look at Beast Box PSYCHOTRAIN. I'm excited for this one because there's a zombie one coming that's like a mantis with like a kind of tank tread buggy type looking thing. Like a single person vehicle that can also convert and you can swap out the heads and all that stuff. We'll get to that, all that description. But yeah, here is PSYCHOTRAIN. It is a train. The wheels don't roll, but it does have little wheels there. It's got some Gatling guns right here. Not a whole lot of posability in the train itself. It's kind of just locked into this. It does have his weapon back here stored on the back. And it just goes choo-choo-choo-choo. Got a little steam port or smokestack over here. And then right back here it can carry one. It has space for another one as well, because again, the faces on these and some of the limbs can swap out between the different ones. This is the only one that I have hands on right now. I don't know if the second one is out overseas and just hasn't made it to America yet, or if it's not quite out overseas yet. I've seen Fox 5 on Twitter has been posting pictures of it, but I don't know if it's out yet. But anyway, you have room to store another box right up here. You could have this one actually pegs in here, but you could store one up here as well. So you could have two of them to swap out over the course, although this one does not peg in as securely up here as it does in the back there, because there's like a little peg hole back here that there's a peg for, because that's where it's going to attach in combined mode. But you can store that back here. These are smaller than your standard Beast box by a little bit. You can't fit a regular size Beast box on the train. But it does also come with this little folding piece like this. And at first I wasn't sure what this was. And this is a little piece that is basically a little folding charger adapter. So if you want to take this one, it'll hold one of these, I guess like this. It'll hold this inside of it. And this is kind of a charging adapter so it can fit in one of these standard box chargers without rattling around. So it can still technically charge in the box, which is kind of cool. If you just want to have one of these, you have some extra box chargers and want to store them, it just keeps it from being loose and rattling around in there. At least I'm pretty sure that's what the purpose of this folding clear piece is. Because it doesn't have any other purpose. It's not in the instructions at all. There's a few places, it does have a peg hole right here, which could conceivably peg in right there, but I don't think that's the purpose, because because it's bigger than this, it's too wide to really fit in there. So I'm pretty sure that's supposed to just be the charger adapter for the standard box over here. Put that up. But then this little piece comes off. It's a train. It's a PSYCHOTRAIN, or possibly a circus train, because this little guy right here, you flip these down. This is the Beast box part of it. And then this piece comes out. Actually, you got to fold this chunk down here if you can get it. Yeah. And then this part is always a little annoying because there's never just quite enough room to get the ears to flip out. But then you can rotate this around, peg it in right here, and then push these side panels down like that, and then unpeg the tusks here from the trunk. And they're on hinges. This one folds this way, and this one folds down, so you can kind of angle them however you want. If you want them to be a little shorter, like that. I usually fold them up a little bit like that, just to get them out of the way and make the trunk more prominent. But look, you got a little elephant. His tail's molded in, you can't really see it. It's just kind of shaped there, but got a little elephant. You can walk around. There's your Beast box. Your 4mm, your smaller size Beast box, but a Beast box nonetheless, for the train. So like it's a circus train. It's taking the elephants to the circus. Although I don't think they have elephants in the circus anymore, which was the smart call. I do remember seeing elephants in the circus when I was a kid. The few times I went to the circus. But yeah, maybe I'm dating myself there. So I got the elephant. Now the train itself, and again, like I said, it doesn't roll. It's just the train. But we'll start back here at the back. We're going to untab. Actually, we do want to start in the front. Well, we'll go ahead and do this part first. We'll go ahead and untab these wheels here. You can see they're on hinges, and those kind of fold up. Right now, we're just going to fold them up like that, bring them around, and this pegs in right up here. So you kind of dual hinge this up and around, and then move this so that pegs in, I guess like this, pegs in into the hole right here. This is how they come officially and how the instructions show them. For the side of the leg, you can, because of the way that hinge works, you can actually rotate them around like that and have it be just a little bit more dynamic than just fold it up and still get that peg to peg in. So if you want them like that, you can. But anyway, we'll do it the official way for now. Although I think personally when I display it in combined form, we'll go ahead and fold those up. That's not right. Oh yeah, maybe it is. Yeah, there we go. Just kind of smush them down like that. There. So they're even like that. There we go. Then up here on the front of the train, you want to pull these pieces open. Get it? These panels open right here. It's a little easier on this side because you got that smokestack to green mod too. And then these rotate up and around like that. Up and around like that. And then this piece folds or just kind of rotates around and back. This is one of the pieces, like I said, some of these pieces are interchangeable between the different figures in the line. We'll show more of that off when we get a second one. But they just kind of peg into each other. Like this is a piece, like if you didn't want that, you could remove it from the peg hole there. But otherwise, it just folds around like that. And this opens up like that. Then we just lift the whole front of the train up, fold these back, unpeg these. These are on dual hinges here. So just kind of bring them out inside there like that. Just bring them out to the side a little bit so you've got some room to play with. And then the arms themselves rotate out. Here, the shoulder, it's a little squeaky. We'll put some oil on that. But just bring those out and around. And then this whole assembly up here folds forward. These kind of angle up to form the shoulder pads. You can see there's some cool yellow detailing in there. The arms come down. The Gatling gun flips all the way around like that. And you can store them just behind the arm like that. But it also rotates down and around to become like a forearm gun. The hands rotate. Now the hands have opposable thumb here. It's just on a little hinge. But the fingers themselves don't move. It's just got a standard porthole here in the hand. And I really wish these thumbs didn't move. This one's okay, but like it's already starting to. You can kind of see it wibbles. They pop off very easily. And I wish they just kind of, it does have to be like this for, it has to be folded up like this for train mode because that's, the fist rotates and it slides into the slot back here. So you have to get that thumb out of the way. I just wish they'd made a fist and then made the hole in it and just not had the thumb posable because it doesn't really, it gets out of the way so it can hold its weapon. But it just makes, this thumb over here especially is really loose. And that could just be a quality control issue. It could just be like, may not be on all the copies. But I've had to hunt for this thumb quite a bit just in playing with it. And it's a little frustrating. I wish they just made a solid fist. But anyway, that's really my only, if I had to pick at something to pick a nitpick about, it would be that, it would be those thumbs. But then the panels fold down so they sit more squarely on their arm. They sit, just for example, they sit really high up for train mode, and then you dual swap that hinge down and they sit more squarely on the forearm like that. But yeah, there's the torso basically together. Then we come back here, split these apart, take the chain mace, good weapon for Megatron here. The mace tabs in up here. The post on the handle goes in here, and the chain just kind of sits loosely between the legs back here. But we'll set that off to the side. Bang them out like this. Flip open these red panels and fold them out and around. Close those back up. Take this piece, fold it down, rotate it around for combined mode, and then bring the legs down like that. Open these panels up right here. And this is going to fold, this detaches back here. And this whole hinge, this hinge right here is going to sit inside this gap because this is the waist and it's going to peg in up here. Oh, take these front wheels right here and fold them up like that, which happened, I guess, while we were doing it. But you're basically going to bring this forward, swing it around. Oh, you got to collapse this piece right here, push that all the way back until it'll click into place at the back. At least it should. There we go, click that into place. And then you can bring this up like this, push this peg up because you're gonna fold this up. It's gonna peg onto the back down here. Come on. Now maybe we need to bring the hips forward first. Oh, there we go. Pegs in up here, and then this folds down and pegs in to the torso like that, and that kind of holds this whole backpack together. This folds down, you can see that that piece now goes inside that spine, and this folds forward and pegs in right there to the waist. And this piece right here, which was on the back, you just kind of fold that little connector hinged up, forms his kind of cod piece. The legs are on these wide hinges, so if you want to have them be short and squat, you can have the legs out like that. You can bring them down a little bit straight. I kind of split the difference, but that does make him a little less stable if you're moving him around from up top. But then this piece right here folds up. Open these up. And folds up. Hold on. You'll know it folds up here like this, and that may be a little too far because these pieces fold down. You'll know it'll lock into place more securely. That was my one complaint when I first opened. I'm like, this is really floppy. And of course, oh, there we go. That just popped off. That's great. We'll find it. These will come down, fit over these wheels, and we'll peg on right here. Yeah, there we go. Let me get the other piece that just fell down. It's right here by my foot. Thankfully, it didn't go flying across the whole room. These are just little friction hinges. But when I first opened this peg was not inserted into there. It was just flat here, and these were not locked into place, so this back panel was really floppy and loose. But you see, you just kind of take that, flip that up, and there's a peg here and a peg here that these two slots peg onto. And that's how you know you've got that oriented right, when those two slot in and lock that into place. And there's the core mech mode. It's transformed. It's got big ears up here. The elephant, you take these, actually I guess you can kind of leave those about. You want to bring this up, rotate him around and get his ears. Again, you can kind of get him in there, but you have to have him lined up just right to get those ears to fold in and out. And then it was pegged in down here. You want to lift it up and peg it in. Oh no, I guess it was pegged up in here for you want to peg it up. Sorry, I did that wrong. For elephant mode, you want it pegged up here on top like that, and then for head mode, you can see there's another slot right here. You fold the ears in and peg it in like this, right there. Fold these legs up. That's because I wasn't holding it right. And then these panels right here, you lift back up to the top. Push them all the way up. Like that, like when they were for box mode. And then this becomes, now you can see like he doesn't have his big ears here anymore. These are the big ears he's going to have. But this now becomes kind of the cranium unit. I usually extend the tusks here for big mode too. Trunk is posable. Tusks are posable. And then that peg hole that we pegged into the train with is going to peg in right back here. Like that. And now, there he is, all complete. The head doesn't turn or anything. The head's in solid place. The arms move up and down. They rotate at the bicep. They've got dual hinge elbows. There is this wrist swivel. There's no waist swivel, but there is, like I said, the widening hips. There's a thigh swivel. There's a hinge knee, and the foot does have some angle on it as well. But like I said, now it makes more sense. And like when I'm talking about the faces can swap out. There's one, like I said, the second one turns in like a little kind of a treaded dune buggy looking thing with a mantis or a locust box that turns into a cool head, and you could swap mammoth head or elephant head onto that mech, mantis, that stuff. I guess the limbs are on joints, so there's a lot of pieces that are, the legs are bolted on, but you can swap out arms, swap out faces, swap out some of the weapons and things between the mechs. And of course he does have his weapon, which will move that thumb just to the side, not too much, because again, that thumb does like to pop off. And then you hold his mace, it's on a chain. There he is. There's PSYCHOTRAIN. Just to give, let me see if I can't find a robot right behind me real quick to give you an idea of about how big he is. Here we go. Studio Series Optimus. Can I reach it? Nope, I cannot. I have a few figures stored on this table when I'm not reviewing, but there he is with Studio Series 86 Optimus. Not as tall, but definitely about maybe a little more bulk even overall, just overall heft of what's in the toy. But just to give you an idea. It was a birthday present. It was something that was on my list that I was like, I kind of want to check it out, but I hadn't pulled the trigger on it. Got it for my birthday. He's a lot of fun. This one's cool. I kind of wanted this one to check out, to test out the line, to see how I felt about it. Because the Locust one that's coming out looks really cool. It is right up my alley, and I'm really looking forward to messing with it. It kind of has almost an acid rain vehicle feel, if you remember some of those. But yeah, there is PSYCHOTRAIN from Beast Drive. I think it's called, this is a subline, and I'll put it in the title in the video. I'm using my phone to shoot, so I can't look it up right now. But there is a sub, it's not exactly Beast Box. It's like Machine Mech Drive, or Beast Mech. It's not Beast Machines. Something like that. I'll figure it out. It'll be in the title. So if you clicked on the thumbnail, you'll know what it is, and it'll be up in the title of the thing. But yeah, it's a fun introductory figure for the line. A little unique. I do wish the train, I realize how hard the engineering would have been. I do wish the train maybe had a little wiggle to it. I think that's fun when you have like a multi-car train that can kind of go around corners and whoop whoop. But anyway, there's PSYCHOTRAIN. He's pretty cool. Really looking forward to the Locust.